Shalom, call hello, Yahweh Shemil Shabbat, Shemikah Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elder bishops of GMS, even the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push word in truth and in sincerity, hopeful like tabernacle of David, to the Aqua that listen, learn, and being a pillar of rest, 144,000 and one-third, the hopeful elect of Israel. I'm brother / elder. Shalom and salutations to you all. This is the World War III Daily Update. And Russia just responded with no tactical nukes. So they're going to dance around. They're dancing around nukes. We don't have to go tactical. That's what the West is pushing them to do. They're going around it. They're just going to bomb larger areas with bombs larger than nukes that don't qualify as nukes. So it's all Sun Tzu, 5D, chess, whatever. All right, so I'm going to get the least of the flock right here. Let's get that, and then we'll watch that. Least of the flock shall draw them out. The Amalekites. Don't trust Amalek. War for generation after generation. Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he had taken against Edom, and his purposes that he had purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. This is talking about the so-called small hatters over there, stirring up all the ruckus. Israel turns to unlikely Gaza's source for help. Yeah, we hired some gangs, some street gangs, again for help against Hamas as IAF jets destroy Hezbollah UAV factory. Factory or factor? Facility, storage facility. Okay, good enough. Take it.
Israeli fighter jets bombed Hezbollah drone factories in Beirut yesterday, and Gaza has become even more complicated.
Israel is turning to an unlikely source for help in defeating Hamas in Gaza. Julie Stahl brings us the latest developments from Jerusalem.
Israel has been arming a family clan, sometimes called a militia, in Gaza in order to strengthen opposition to Hamas.
Israeli... Who? Al-Qaeda? ISIS? Israel hired ISIS.
Opposition leader Avigdor Lieberman leaked that information to Israeli media, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu did not deny the report.
On the advice of security officials, we activated clans in Gaza that oppose.
We activated mercenary armies outside of the IDF.
Hamas. What's wrong with this? This is only good and saves the lives of IDF soldiers. The publication of this only benefits Hamas.
But what kind of proxy hired gun mercenary? What the hell are we watching?
Lieberman doesn't care.
The group, led by Yasser Abu Shabab, has been documented operating in an area near the Kerem Shalom.
So wait, is that Ishmael? We're going to hire the Arabs to fight against the Arabs.
Border crossing that is under Israeli military control and where aid trucks enter Gaza. It has about 300 members, which Hamas sees as a thorn in its flesh. That report comes as the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation has closed all of its aid distribution sites in Gaza for now, saying they will be reopened later. The sites were closed after shootings near the aid locations earlier this week. Meanwhile, Israel has assured the U.S. it will not strike Iran's nuclear facilities unless President Trump makes it clear that negotiations with Iran have failed, according to Axios. But in another sign that Iran is building up its military program, the Wall Street Journal reports Iran has ordered material from China for hundreds of ballistic missiles. President Trump says he cautioned Netanyahu not to launch an attack on Iran while talks are ongoing, But Trump also said his stand could change with a phone call if talks with Iran aren't making progress. In another show of U.S. support for Israel, Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced sanctions against 4 judges on the International Criminal Court, saying they are directly involved in The Hague's efforts to prosecute Israeli and U.S. nationals for alleged war crimes in Gaza. The decision follows Hungary's earlier move to withdraw from the ICC rather than arrest Netanyahu when he came to visit.
If you check the voting records at the UN General Assembly, you will find just a few countries from Europe opposing every and each anti-Israeli, anti-Zionist resolution. Hungary is among those countries.
And in Lebanon, Israel warned Lebanese civilians to leave specific areas before it struck Hezbollah drone production sites and storage facilities in Beirut and southern Lebanon used by the Hezbollah aerial unit. The IDF says Hezbollah has launched more than 1,000 explosive and reconnaissance UAVs at Israel since the beginning of the war. The IDF says Hezbollah is working to produce thousands of drones under the direction and funding of Iranian terrorists as part of Iran's efforts to harm the state of Israel. Julie Stahl, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Well, I'm sorry to report that the food distribution in Gaza has been shut down because of these Palestinian groups that have been armed, and whether it's Hamas or this other group that was apparently cooperating with the IDF, what they're doing is they're shooting Palestinians who are trying to get to the humanitarian aid. And so all the aid had to be shut down for the safety of the people. You don't want to.
So Israel sends out armed thugs and mercenaries to shoot up people who are trying to get the aid, so they shut it down. Terrible. Nasty work.
Have a choice of you're going to be shot to death or you're going to get food. It's incredible to me that Israel would cooperate with some kind of militia gang in Gaza.
Wait a minute. You're supposed to be agreeing with whatever you see that comes out of Israel. Are you flipping like your boy Pierce Morgan? Right? People are beginning to see what the hell is really going
on the theory that, well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and we need some kind of
Didn't I say that earlier? The enemy of my enemy?
Counterbalancing force against Hamas. This isn't the first time in Israel's history that this has happened. As Israel withdrew from southern Lebanon back in the 1980s, they had a similar alliance with militias in southern Lebanon. That didn't work out, and it's not going to work out in Gaza today. There's a biblical precedent as well. A king of Judah tried to hire other soldiers from Israel, and in that, a prophet of God came and warned them.
Uh-oh.
And this is the warning from...
Wait a minute, a prophet of God did what? You talk about it in the past. What are the prophets of God doing now? We're warning your dumb ass. They made the people.
Chronicles 25, verse 8. If you let them go with your troops into battle, you will be defeated by the enemy no matter how well you fight. God will overthrow you, for he has the power to help you or to trip you up. Israel needs to be clean from this kind of activity, not arming other militias in Gaza in some vain hope that it will counterbalance Hamas. The key for peace in Gaza is disarmament. It's not allowed to have weapons inside of Israel. You have to be either part of the police or part of the IDF. And that same standard should be the standard for Gaza. We're seeing the aftermath of it, where the humanitarian aid, the food that was needed by the citizens of Gaza, is now stopped because of this alliance.
Wow.
Let's not continue it. I hope they shut it down and shut it down very...
Wow. So he was basically coming against the Israelis, which I've never seen on this channel
Ransomware attack.
because they're completely pro-Israel. Anyway, as you can see, the tide is shifting and the war for public opinion is on and cracking. So anyway, let's get, what did we get? We got the lease of the flock. Let's get, Satan, if Satan be against himself. How about that? If Satan is divided. I'll just read it right here. Luke 8, Luke 11 and 18 in the NIV. If Satan is divided against himself, how can his kingdom stand? I say this because you claim that I drive out demons by Beelzebub. So anyway, he can't. His kingdom can't stand. You got the so-called Christians over here saying, wait a minute, you niggas are going too far. Right? Then what happens to the genocide breaks down because Babylon the Great is funding the bullets and the beans. Well, they're holding back the beans. Anyway, with that, we hope that the elect are edified. Just more of the same. This thing is going straight to hell. Shalom.